Now I think about Hermitcraft in a bit of a different context. It's not just like some server that I play on. All these episodes that I've made, the reach that the community has, and what it's become. If I were to go through the rest of my life, would I ever top this if I were in the business of comparing? My thing of late, and it's been, honestly, I've been loving this, is to just go back to season 2 and just make episode after episode doing what I want to do on the server. None of this trying to think about how it performs on YouTube, how do you frame it, what's the title, what's the thumbnail. I'm done with that right now. I've been here too long, and I just want to make videos the way I was making them back in the day, because it was, you look back on those times maybe with a little bit of misty-eyed nostalgia, but I remember just having such a passion and a drive and like a love of what was going on. And it was more like, wow, this YouTube thing, it's now my job, and oh my god, you can make videos, people watch them, and you get paid for the ads. This is unbelievable. I'm going to keep doing this. This is great. You know, a lot of videos I was also making because, oh, that'll be good for my channel, but I had a lot of like energy and enthusiasm where I could just pump out video after video. A lot of that, after doing it for so long, has faded. I have little desire to make a tutorial video for something new that's come out in the game. And I just accept that now. But I really want to recapture what it felt like back then. And I can do that if I just play on Hermitcraft with my friends and just make, you know, episode after episode. It totally works. I'm just here to have fun. Why don't you guys make a like Hermitcraft museum gallery where you have replicas of the outstanding builds in the last 10 seasons, says Ninja Jamrai. I feel like I'll tell you what my plan was for this season that I've decided, because I think it's well and truly dead now. I'm not going to go ahead with it. There's a different vibe going on. I was going to build a time machine and be like a time-traveling historian who went back to different Hermitcraft seasons and brought parts of them to the new world. And I was going to build this thing called Monuments Valley, where you go through on a minecart, and there's these big mountains, and they've just got builds from the different seasons. And like some of the mountains are themed a bit, like Amplified would be Amplified season 3. You would have season 4 be terracotta everywhere, right? And I liked this because it felt like I could always just have some fun going back to an old Hermitcraft world when I felt like it, and then bring something forward. But maybe now's not the time. Like maybe in a future season it'll be the time to do it. But because it was season X, like 10 years, I kind of felt this is the time to do it. But then my head just wasn't really there. Like coming into the season, I didn't feel like I wanted to put this big workload of like mega Minecraft epic projects and stuff. And then the vibe was just totally different this season. It was just so fun and casual and together. And so now I'm like, actually, I'm not going to do any of it. Maybe I'll bring it back one day. But that was the whole thing, you know. It was going to be a really cool way to kind of progress through the season, because we could do any kind of project anytime we like. But whenever I wanted to work on the Monuments Valley, we could get in the time machine, go back to a previous world. I could tell you stories. We could check out things from the past, talk about how the game has changed. There was just so much interest there to like explore. And I thought it was a great idea, but it just didn't feel right when I came into the season. So I decided to leave it. Maybe it can be a community project for everyone on the server. I wouldn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do it in my mind. It was just me reflecting on my Hermitcraft experiences. That's not to say like I would only put my stuff into the valley. I'd put anyone's stuff into it. If it had been built on Hermitcraft, we could just like resurrect it. But I really wanted it to be like my own project, which sounds a little strange because it seems like it'd be such an easy thing to be communal because there are other hermits. But that's not the way I envisioned it. It really felt like it would be a solo project. Maybe that's just a little bit of me having a lot of nostalgia towards this community. You know, having been here since the very beginning and seen it change and evolve over time. It's just got a real deep connection. And I would perhaps, just like to explore that as my own little thing. This is going to sound weird to say, but like, I'm not someone who thinks in terms of like, what's your greatest accomplishment in life? You get asked these big questions when you're young. What do you want to be when you're older? What do you want to achieve? What are your goals? I've never been particularly like goal oriented or like think to stature or perception of others. I've always just been kind of trying to find what I find interesting and enjoy it. But if I zoom out of like, okay, I play on Hermitcraft, I enjoy it, I have a good time. Like this is an immense thing. I think I probably realized it at many times along the way, how incredible this has been. But the one time it really did like hit me was when Scar did his charity stream, and seeing the impact that that had on the world since then, that was a real like whoa moment for me. I was like, I can't believe quite how incredible this community has become. And when I talk about the charity, I'm talking more about all of you who gave up your hard-earned money for a good cause, because that's just an incredible amount of reach and connectivity and goodness, and I don't know, I could come up with all sorts of words to say how amazing it was. It blew me away. It blew me away. I don't know what else to say. And so now I think about Hermitcraft in a bit of a different context. It's not just like some server that I play on. All these episodes that I've made, the reach that the community has and what it's become. If I were to go through the rest of my life, I'm sure there'll be other things that happen and stuff that you get up to. Would I ever top this if I were in the business of comparing, which I'm not? You know, take my music, for example. It's my process of enjoying making music that I appreciate and get into. It doesn't matter if anyone else listens to it or not. I just do it because I love it. But if I were to chalk it down to weighing up the statistics or whatever of music versus Hermitcraft, like Hermitcraft has just been such an incredibly massive thing. I could have never have thought being a part of something like this when I was a kid. All the way, I could always picture making music, and I'm doubtful. I mean, maybe one day my music will hit some sort of trajectory that surprises me. I don't know. It just strikes me as never being something quite like this. Hermitcraft extends beyond any one of us hermits. It is a place to escape, to feel safe, to belong, to make friends. It is really something special that is beyond all of us, but we're all a part of, says Technotronics. I love that sentiment. That is spot on, my friends. Spot on. We're all a part of it, but it's beyond us all. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. So did you enjoy the waffle? Want to hear more stories and thoughts? Check out the playlist link below if you want more videos like these, and of course subscribe to the channel to catch future ones, and go to linktree.xisuma.co if you'd like to find links to all of the other activities that I do, including playing guitar, making music, Minecraft videos, and much more. Go check out that link.